Hello, it's Dado here, and today we're going to go over a circle question. Now, this one is confusing, but not for what you think. So let's read it. A circle in the xy plane has its center at -4, -6. Line K is tangent to the circle at -7, -7. What is the slope of line K? First off, you need to know, let me not do it here. You need to know what a tangent line is, right? So we have a circle. And we have a point in the center. So this would be -4, -6, right? And then we have line K. If this is -4, -6, -7, -7 will be like somewhere here. Doesn't actually matter. This is just a visual. A line tangent means it's intersecting at the circle at one point. So this over here would be our tangent line. And now line K is tangent to this. What is the slope of line K? So we're looking for the slope of this line. And in order to find the slope of this line, we need to find the slope of the radius. Now, why are we finding the slope of radius? Well, there's this property that you may or you may not know. The radius of a circle is perpendicular to any tangent line of a circle. Why? Because so when you have a line that's tangent, it's intersecting the circle at one point, and the radius is kind of going in that direction. Well, basically the tangent line and the radius form a 90-degree angle, which makes them perpendicular. So now that we know they're perpendicular, we can use the properties of perpendicular lines. So let's say, so we have one point here and we have one point here. And these two, so we can find the slope of the radius, because this is the radius. So we're going to type in table. So we have the center at -4, -6, and then we have a point on the circle -7, -7, because when you have the center and you have any point on the circle, that's how you find the radius, right? And then we're going to use regression to basically what this is doing is it's using the table. We're going to giving the table 2 points, and then we're using y1 y subscript 1 regression equals mx1 plus b. Instead of an equal sign, we're using something called the tilde, which is basically an equal sign in terms of regression. So it's going to spit out or find our slope for us, and it's going to find our y-intercept for us. So now we know that the slope of the radius is 0.333, or in other words, 1/3. And but we're not looking for the slope of the radius, we're looking for the slope of the tangent line, aka line K, right? And because we know they're perpendicular lines, we can use the property of perpendicular lines to find the slope of line K. So when, let me graph it instead. When you have a line and you want to find, let's say you had f of x, right? F of x equals x. And you want to find the perpendicular line of f of x, you would take the opposite reciprocal. Let's make this 2x. So the opposite reciprocal would be -1/2 x. And you can see that they're forming a perpendicular line, which in other words just means they're intersecting at a point that makes 4 90-degree angles. Or right angles, 90-degree angles, same thing. So if our slope is 1/3, our reciprocal would be -3. Because the opposite is 3 and then the negative is, well, -3. And then if you just want to check, you could graph that. So we have this right here, and then we have y equals -3. And then boom, look at that. We have 4 right angles, as you can see. And that's it. I hope you learned something. Happy studying.